Hey there, everyone. Happy New Year. It's Friday, January the 6th right now. So sorry for the delay in getting this over to you guys. Of course, it's your friends from the Prime Real Estate team. We have Megan and Daniel both in their cars. Apparently, you guys are busy. I'm the only one here working from the office, huh?
Running around like always.
Well, that's what we're supposed to be doing, right? We're here delivering, of course, the sales house report for the month of December 2022, but also a little summary as to what happened at the end of the year. So let's get right down to it, as we often do. So first of all, our sales ended up, it was a low one, folks, 320 sales altogether, which is down 27% from last year. I have to tell you, that is a very low number. When we look at all of the sales that occurred in the last 30 years, it is on the sort of lower, it looks like it's the lower part. It's the sixth lowest sale in 32 years. We did have one in 2008, in December 2008, where it went down to 239 sales. So it does have the ability to go even lower. If you guys remember 2008, that was the subprime mortgage. There was a crisis going on globally. So there's no question it was a quiet month. We ended up the year with 6,804 sales, which was down 32% from, again, the year before. We got to really stop comparing to the year before, because the year before was a busy one. As you can see from the screen there, 10,000 sales. That was up 18% from the year prior. Let's talk about listings, inventory. So we finished up December with 1,688 listings. More listings are coming on the market. When you look the year before, 2021, December had 652. So 652 versus 1688. It's a pretty significant number. We finished off, what do we have here? With listings, things are coming back to there being selection for consumers. And things just aren't moving as swiftly as they were before. Guys, how are you finding it out there right now?
Well, I had the foresight to start my career in 2008. And so, I mean, I stood right, a few months into my beginning of my career, it was sky was falling and everything was really
Oh, you
slow.
were the reason.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
so, kind of come full circle. But I mean, took a little time, but it built steam again. I'm excited to kind of see what happens in the spring. I think people are, although there's concern, they're kind of excited as well that prices have come down a bit. So
Mhm.
it'll be interesting to see what comes.
Okay. Megs?
Yeah, I mean, the clients that stayed here over Christmas were all out and active the whole time, except for like Christmas Day.
Yeah.
And now the clients are home from like Ontario and stuff, visiting family. I've found that they're all reaching out. They've already been on their portals, they're already looking at what's out there, and they're already being like, let's go out this weekend. So it seems like it's coming back pretty active.
Well, there's no
Yeah.
question. There were showings. We had activity on listings between Christmas and New Year's. Of course, there was nothing before because of the snowstorm, right?
Yeah.
So that was a little bit quiet. But yeah, the question is, what's going to happen out there for 2023? We had 7 interest rate hikes. We've gone from a rate of 0.25 to 4 something. So there's been a lot of lifts. What could possibly happen? I think people are getting into the state of realization that this is just the way things are right now, right? I want to show you guys some other numbers as well too. We were looking at the number of sales that we had a moment ago. Again, I want to go to our historical, so 6,800 sales, just to sort of compare. I put together this little comparison list for you guys here. So we had 6,804 sales, down 32%, as I mentioned. The year before, 1,052. Just for fun, I picked a couple of other other year ends. In 2014, it ended with 6698, which was lower than we're at right now. And that was a 12% lift from its prior year. Our all-time peak, 2016, ended up with 10,600. So, it is far from a dead marketplace. I think that's the most important message to give. That is the 18th, it's number 18 out of 32 years. So it's not the low end of the spectrum. It's also not high, of course. If anything, it's perhaps getting back to normal. When we look at active listings, new listings, I keep on confusing that today. We had 12,500 new listings for the year, compared to similar number the year before. But it's consistent. 2014, you can see 12.9, 2016, 13.2. You're curious about prices though. And here's an interesting one because the real estate board posts an aggregate of all of the average prices month to month to month. And they have shown a year over year increase of 10.52%. We know that's not exactly accurate because we did hit a peak in price at around April of 2022, and things have softened. But just for comparison's sake, look at some of the other years. 2021 was plus 21%. 2014, 1.79, 2016, 16%. So, it's an interesting time out there. That is for sure. More choices, though. We're going to see more choices just by virtue of the fact that there's more listings. That doesn't necessarily mean that there's buys out there, though, too, because you guys both have bumped into cases where sellers are digging their heels in. We have sellers, too, that have dug their heels in. So just because it's on the market doesn't mean they're going to be looking at lower prices or cheaper prices. The other option nowadays for people is to keep their home, maybe even rent it out, especially now with condos, because the new rules that came into place in November have it that there's no restrictions on rentals in condo buildings anymore. So I talked about myself as a classic example. If that existed back in 2003, I would have kept the condo in Fairfield that was at. I would still have it right now as a rental property, but I had to sell it because rentals weren't allowed in there right now. So very interesting. How are you guys feeling about the marketplace? What's 2023 going to look like on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being scary and 10 being super happy? How are you feeling, Megan? See, I hit you with this with no preparation. You like that?
7.5. I think it's going to be interesting. Obviously, we know that I came in the craziness of all of 2021 and 22. It's just been a crazy market.
Yep.
But I feel like what I've heard from clients, it's still so active, and I have clients reaching out for listings as well. So I feel like it's still going to be an active market, just maybe at a more reasonable pace, which will be nice.
Yeah. So what's your number? What did you say?
7.5.
7.5. Okay, Daniel.
Middle of the road, right? Like I don't see sky falling, and I also don't see crazy activity either. I think we're kind of just gonna go right down the middle.
Okay.
So a bland answer is probably a good old 5.
Yeah. You know what? I give it about a 7 as well too. I feel that there's some pent up hopefulness. All of the uncertainty that happened kind of halfway through the year 2022 and onwards. The reality is people still need to move. People still want to move. And we still have a shortage of good inventory because we are still seeing things moving on a regular basis. We still sell stuff, right? And what that means is that the market's not dead. So there we go. Any further thoughts, guys, before we wrap up today?
No, I think that covers it all.
All right. Well, hey, listen, folks, if you have any questions, as always, or if this is the year for you to think about making a move of some sort, just reach out to the three of us. We'd be happy to chat with you at any time. Or if you need some resources to help you out with your decision-making process, maybe things like a review of property assessment or interest rates, how your mortgage is doing, that's what we're here for as well, too. So reach out to us, your friends at the Prime Real Estate team. That's your sales report for December 2022. I'll put the package note down below, as I always do. The last thing I want to talk about is a blog that I just wrote. You'll find it on primeteam.ca/blog, and it has to do with all the new regulations and rules that have come in recently. So we have the anti-flipping tax, we have the ban on foreign buyers, we've got no more coming soon listings, we have the Housing Supply Act from the provincial government. So many things have happened just in the past little bit. Anyways, I've laid it all out for you. I've actually even rated on a scale of 1 to 5 how it's going to impact you as a buyer, you as a seller, or you as a homeowner. So I'll put that in the information here as well too. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys had a great holiday season, and we'll be here for you this time next month. See ya.
Bye-bye.